I built a redstone automatic teller machine on the Olympi-Craft server to exchange items for custom currency. If you're into the technical stuff, this one's for you. Stay tuned. On the last episode of Olympi-Craft, I'm going to do something I typically don't do, which is build on camera. So here is a little bit of decoration and how I go through decorating something like this area here. The inside is looking snazzy, and with that, we are done. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Oh, I've got some big ideas and some big plans for today's episode, so stay tuned and let's get right into the action. Now here on the Olympi-Craft SMP, we've got some cool things. We've got some roof mods, we got some decoration mods, and we have some beautiful mods that make the game look a little bit more beautiful, like these biomes of plenty trees, and some that make the game a little bit more dangerous, like this poison ivy. So I've been working on this area and trying to make it look the best that I can, and it is coming along over here at the base. But today we are going to be working on this contraption over here that I'm going to show you. We're actually going to be building this somewhere else, but I wanted to show you I've been doing some redstone, and I'm not much of a redstoner, but it has been fun problem solving and making an ATM. So in the last few videos, you know that I've been working on a bank in town, and with that bank, I want to basically make my own currency. I have a cool idea for that. So for that, we're going to need an ATM. So the currency of choice, what we're going to be using, this fancy little block called the Olympi-yen. No, these are renamed nuggets of experience. They are very cool looking. I really like the icon and animation, and they're not too difficult to get. You have to use a crushing wheel, which is the hardest part, but I just borrowed a crushing wheel to get these things, and I renamed them to Olympi-yen. So we're going to be using these as a currency, so we're going to be trading goods for these, and then these for goods. Basically like money or any other type of currency, right? If we come over here to the barrels, this is what I wanted to set up. So we have 2 stacks of iron blocks for 1 Olympi-yen. Again, iron blocks are automatically farmable, and we can change this. So if it turns out that people are just buying all the Olympi-yen with their broken iron farms, then we can increase this price. But yeah, 2 stacks of iron blocks, or to be exact, it's 124 iron blocks for 1 Olympi-yen. This is going to be emerald blocks, 42 emerald blocks for 1 Olympi-yen. 42 gold blocks for 1 Olympi-yen. Again, both of these are auto-farmable too, so we may be adjusting those prices. 3 diamonds for an Olympi-yen. And then 1 ancient debris is going to equal 4 Olympi-yen, because netherite is just so useful in this pack. So this contraption, this ATM that we're going to make in today's episode, is going to have 2 functions. One, it's going to take your items and give you nuggets of experience in reverse. The second purpose is you're going to be able to exchange your Olympi-yen for a combination of these items. Now that we got that introduction out of the way, I'll explain what the redstone does, and we're going to be building it actually in the spawn area. I've already dug out a spot for it under the bank, but we've got an Impulse SV item sorter here. This is going to be hard to navigate in survival, so let's switch to the other cam. You can see we got an Impulse SV item sorter, and then here we've got the items going into a dropper with a redstone comparator coming out the back. Now this item comparator, this comparator is comparing a power of 4 redstone signal coming from the item frame. So when there's 124 items in here, it'll send out a signal. This will do send a 1 tick pulse to this item hopper, or this ethos hopper clock here. This hopper clock is going to also basically have a stack of items in it, which is enough for it to rotate one of the ways through. What this will do is going to lock the hopper from any items coming in and unlock the hopper from the dropper so that the items pass through. This way we can count to a specific item, a certain amount of items, and then flush the system so that it can be reset again. And when this hopper clock goes off, it's also going to spit a singular nugget of experience named an Olympi-yen out into a water stream that we will connect to a depository section at the top. So that is how this thing works. So if I put 100 and 24 items in here. We are going to see they are going through this system and they are collecting in this dropper, which is locked. So this is going to fill up. This is not super fast, but hopefully this will encourage the diamond trade, which is going to be a lot faster. But eventually this will fill up. We'll see a pulse go out like this, sends a pulse around. This hopper item clock starts working. You can see that we unlocked this hopper, so items are going to be flowing now into this chest down here. So this is where we'll be able to store all of the goodies that we're going to be getting from this, or really the raw material we're going to be able to use, like the iron blocks. And like I said, it spit out a nugget of experience, the Olympi-yen there, that's going to be able to go into the system. So that is how we exchange large quantities of items in exchange for one item, like this Olympi-yen. The way we're going to do it for this other one, now this is all JB redstone, okay? Look, there's probably an easier way to do this. I just don't know how to do it. So what I did is created this thing here that is basically a singular item sorter, and then it's going to lock the hopper. So how this works is we have an impulse SV item sorter here, and when an item goes through the system, it immediately locks the hopper. If it's the correct item, it's going to lock the hopper. The item's going to go here, and we have another hopper clock going on here. Now this is going to allow us to basically to have 3 of these back to back. So for example, I'll put in an item right now, put in a smooth stone. Bam, you can see now that this is locked at 41. So if we put in another smooth stone, it will not go into this hopper. It's actually going to float down to this hopper here. So what we'll do is we'll create 3 of these, and then on the third one, when the third one is activated, it is going to have another one of these that spits out an item. And I think the rest of the items, or the rest of the pieces of the ATM, are going to be pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to go over to Spawn Town, and I've dug out a little area for us to build our ATM contraption. I hope that wasn't too much complex redstone for you guys, but I wanted to showcase how it was used in case you aren't curious. Let's head over to Spawn Town, and I'll show you the area I cleared out so we can get started placing some blocks. All right, we've made it back to the bank where I have been busy at work, and let's head back here behind the counter. I'll show you what I've been working on in this elevator here. We take this down, and you can see I have mined out an entire area for us to place all of the ATM blocks. Before we get started, I'm going to need a bunch of redstone blocks and some concrete because I'm going to color code it, because this is going to be a huge contraption. So we're going to need a large quantity of blocks. Of course, the redstone stuff, we're going to need more glass, more of the repeaters, comparators, observers, rails, all that good stuff. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get all that. So let's do some resource collecting so we can start building the ATM. A bunch of work later, and we've got everything in here and color-coded. The 3 modules to check for diamonds, and the third one that's going to spit out an Olympi-yen into the water stream. I've decided to include redstone blocks in this too, because I can always use more redstone, and really this is just a kind of way for me to trade resources for other resources and control a little bit of the currency on the server. Yes, I'm scheming a little bit, but I'm not taking advantage of anyone, okay? Trust me. No, I'm not taking advantage of anyone here. Everyone has a choice to do this. And because the Olympi-yen is my thing, all the shops that are using Olympi-yen to sell things, I'm going to be selling them, you know, just as cheap, if not cheaper, than I was selling them before. Then we got emerald blocks, gold blocks, and of course, iron blocks. So these are the main things that we're going to be able to swap out for the Olympi-yen. The last one I want to do is, of course, ancient debris. So we're going to have this turn and go back this way, and we're going to be able to build a few more of these modules here. This is the single item module, and we're going to do one for ancient debris, and I think then we'll be done. Right now I've got all the items that they're putting into trade go down into these hoppers, and they all run down here. The reason I have furnaces on top is that it helps reduce lag from these hoppers. All of this is vanilla redstone. Yes, we're playing on a mod pack with some item inventory and some filtering mods, but I wanted to do it all in vanilla so that you could copy along at home if you're interested. so that you could build a working ATM like this. Oh man, this thing looks so cool. Let's get the ancient debris one set up and we'll do some tests. All right, we've got these really simple item sorters that are going to be doing pendolite, or at least I think it's called pendolite. It is an upgrade in the biomes you'll go. What is it called? Yeah, pendorite. So pendorite ingot. So we're going to be doing a 1-to-1 ratio for that. We've got echo shards. This is how you get the warden's tools, like my warden pickaxe that I use sometimes. Diamond block. This is just a 1-to-3 ratio, same as diamonds. Ancient debris, of course, this is a 1-to-4, so we've got 4 droppers there that'll be spitting everything out. And then same thing on this side, singular diamonds, redstone blocks, emerald blocks, gold blocks, iron blocks. And that is the entire trading system, items to conversion system, rather, with all of the modules set in place. So all we gotta do now is hook this up to a bubble elevator and set up an input system, and we are good to go. This is, like I said, the output, so we just gotta make sure that's working too. It's time to connect everything up here. I've got the water lines in here somewhere. This looks about right. So we're going to line that up and create a system up here. This is where everything that doesn't get fed into the system is going to come out. And we're also going to tie in to this line here. Basically, we're going to have one output and one input, more or less. So let's tie in the output. It is going to be in this section here. Piece of soul sand here will make sure that the items go up. I'm currently loading all of the droppers with enough items that hopefully we won't run out anytime soon. I want to not flood the server with too many Olympi-yen, so we're going to keep the number relatively low. But like I said, over here we've got the pandorite being filtered out. I think I want to filter, or I want a way to check and see if these are empty without having to come here and manually check. So maybe that means setting up these droppers to up to a comparator system that just sends a light up or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do that real quick. Also, to make the system a little bit faster, I decided to have things looping here, and then I'm going to lock the hoppers when they're in use, these top hoppers, kind of like this contraption down here on these, that it gets locked if something is in use. So we're going to try that, and I will be right back. We're going to do a little bit more redstone, a little bit more testing. Of course, we also need 2 people to work the bank. So here we have 2 villagers. I guess they're technically unemployed for now. Well, they may be able to find something around here to cling on to. Let me get them a workstation. All right, 2 lecterns. This will turn them into librarians. There we go. Let's see what they got. Bane of Arthropods. And they can roam around here. You can see this guy, he went over here. He's in the kitchen. There we go. We got some workers. Oh, he picked up on the cauldron. Oh, interesting. So the front end of the system here is looking beautiful. We have a pipe leading down here. This is our ATM system, and we're going to take a look at how it works in a second. Same thing here. This is the input. So input on the left, you can see ATM input box, and your Olympi-yen are going to come up here on the right. Let's take a look at the redstone. We'll start with the input. We've just got items coming down here into a little dropper. It's going to spit out the items into this looping water stream. The items are going to pass over these hopper filters, which are all filtering out the items. And then I've already described how the system works. So you can see it's just going to loop around the system. And if it can be picked up, it is. If it can't, it's going to loop around infinitely until it despawns. So go ahead. Put your potatoes in here, put whatever you think you can break in here. It shouldn't be breaking anytime soon. All of the Olympi-yen are going to be spit out and put into this water stream here at the bottom. It is going to go up and come out here and just basically sit right here in this piece of glass until you pick it up. I'll know that I'll need to restock this thing whenever this lights up here. I've got comparators pointing out of all of the droppers that are spitting out Olympi-yen, so that when these things are empty, it's going to power this, which is going to alternate this redstone torch, which is going to make this block here go up in front of the shulker box. When you can't access the shulker box, the system is empty. It needs to be refitted, and that means you can't trade for currency. So this should be a perfect way for me to manage the system so that no one is accidentally feeding this thing and not getting their money. I think I may have just made one of the most fun contraptions I've ever made in Minecraft. Take a look at this. All right, let's say that we wanted 4 Olympi-yen. Watch this. put this in the system, and let's take a look. System in action, spitting out all the items. Everything is getting sorted away. There go the Olympi-yen. Up the water elevator. And over here we should have 4, which will make this 8. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Okay, everything is good to go, and I made a little instruction sheet here, so let's give it a read. Welcome to the Olympi-Craft Bank Automatic Teller. That's what ATM stands for, Automatic Teller Machine. Instructions: put the exact amount of blocks/items needed for conversion in the shulker box to the left, and your Olympi-yen will be dispensed to you. Conversion rate. What the heck? I made the trapdoors go. Conversion rates: 3 diamonds to 1, 124 iron blocks to 1, 42 gold blocks to 1, 42 emerald blocks to 1, 42 redstone blocks to 1, 1 diamond block to 3, 1 penrite ingot to 1, 1 ancient debris to 4, 1 reinforced echo shard to 2. Items not available for conversion will be destroyed. Reverse conversion shop coming soon. So, yep, that's what we're going to work on soon. Conversion rate subject to change. For machine errors, please contact customer support. For custom Olympian conversion rates or information, please contact customer support _jblader, which is my username. And then I give a quick example of how to use the machine. This is the Greek ATM service. Module A version 1, May 7th, 2024, which is when I'm recording this clip, which is probably like a week or something or longer. Oh my gosh, that is going to annoy me so much. It's not the prettiest solution in the world, but it does work. Yeah, these create deco vertical slabs. It works. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos coming in the near future. The road is expanding here, which is so exciting, and there's always exciting things happening here on the Olympus Craft SMP. Later, guys.